Hey, how are you? Tiff Marshall here from Clear Resource Marketing, and I want to share three things with you that you want to do before your workday ends on Friday. Even if you may be working during the weekend, there are definitely some things that you want to get done before you leave the office or before you clock out or before you close your laptop for the week. So I want to say, hey, how are you? Make sure you say hey Tip so I can say hey back to you. And that applies if you're watching replay as well. If you didn't catch me live and you're watching some replay, you matter too. And I want to know that you're here. And if it's your first time viewing, please tell me where you're viewing from. That's super, super exciting for me to know. So you've had a great week. I hope you have it. Even if it was not great according to your standard or your expectation, you made it, right? You're watching this and you made it. So what is it that you want to do before, you just stop business for the week? The first thing is you want to make sure that if you have any emails, newsletters, or anything that you need to send out next week, go ahead and schedule them. The last thing that you want to do is wake up on Monday heading into work or to start your new day of business and you turn to email first. One thing that I try not to do is I try not to check email in the morning because it's like a sinkhole. It's like once you start opening one email, you start opening more and more and more and more. It's like you can find yourself emailing for 2-3 hours at a time and you didn't even know that you got lost in your emails. And the thing about it is when you're emailing, like no one's really emailing you to say, hey, how can I help you? It's always an exchange for you to do something or you requesting something from somebody else. So it will help you organize your day if you go ahead and schedule some emails that you need to go out, and that just helps you be more prepared and be, planned. So I use a CRM system where I schedule most of my in-house emails and hopefully use a CRM system. If not, if you don't, you don't need to talk. But you can also schedule emails right in Zoom. Not Zoom. You can tell we've been in so many Zoom meetings. You can schedule emails using Gmail. Not Zoom, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing that you want to do is review like your wins, your goals, your accomplishments. What did you do so far this week? Even if it was something that you don't consider major, right? But there's something that you accomplished in this week and you want to make sure that you kind of appreciate yourself because mentally that lets you know that, hey, I did something this week. You want to make sure that you track your smallest growths. For me, that looks like reducing my screen time. I am very strategic about reducing my screen time. I don't like to be on the phone all day. And it's easy, just being honest and transparent, it's easy to get on social and scroll and consume content and just look at stuff. You go from one profile to the next one. It's easy to just be on social media all day doing nothing, not making money. It's easy to get lost in emails and just things that don't improve who you are, things that don't get you closer to your goals, and things that don't raise your bottom line. Like if it's not raising your bottom line, you probably should not be investing much time in it. So do track, what did you do this month? Write it down. Go back and review your planner or your calendar. What did you do? How many meetings did you have? How many consultations did you have? How many clients did you close? How many people did you talk to that you need to follow up with? Did you talk to more people this week than you did next week? Because you always want to be A, B, and C. Always be closing. Okay, write that down. A, B, C. You want to always be closing. Like you want to make sure that you're always talking to people about your business because listen, there's always someone who does not know who you are. There is always someone who does not know what you do. Okay, there's always someone who does not know who you are, and there's always someone who does not know what you do. So you want to always be talking about your business, who you are, what you do, and how you help people. So before this week ends, you want to make sure you, number one, schedule any correspondences, any emails, any newsletters before Monday gets here. Do that before you leave the office, okay? And I'll drop some links in the caption and below this video to show you how to schedule your emails, because it's really simple and it just saves you so much time. And secondly, you want to make sure that you do appreciate yourself, celebrate your wins, whether they be small or large. It could be anything. Maybe you didn't drink as much coffee, or you didn't consume as much sugar. You didn't get as frustrated as you normally do. There's so many things to be proud of yourself about. So don't end this week without celebrating who you are and the things that you've accomplished. And if you're not working by yourself, if you have an assistant, if you have a team, let those people know, like, hey, I appreciate you. This has been a week. Thank you so much. You've done amazing things, right? Because when you go back to business on Monday, you're going to have a task system of, hey, here's what we got to do. A, B, C, D, and E. Let's do this. Let's do that. So you end this week on a high note. The third thing that you want to do is schedule your scope of the week, right? So in your planner, hopefully you have your week's planned, but you'd be surprised at how many people don't have their week's planned. So I always talk about how, with my business colleagues or whatever, we always talk about how people think that we're never available. That's not necessarily true. We are available, but just for certain things and at certain times of the day. If you're always answering yes to every call, every request, you have to evaluate your priorities in your time management. Because for most successful people like you and I, we are booked weeks on out, right? Nothing's, by the seat of your pants, by the whip of your hip. Everything is planned out and strategically so, right? I'm not a person who does a whole lot of ripping and running and always everywhere. That does not work for me. So I'm a very stationary person. Once I'm somewhere, I'm there and I'm focused and I'm getting things done. Because a lot of what I do is strategic, right? I do systemizing for businesses. So I have to organize their business and I have to systemize their workflow. Then I have to automate it. That requires time. Okay, that requires thought energy. That requires brain energy. So I'm not out and flipping and twisting and taking pictures of. I do so much. I travel so much. I meet so many amazing people. I go to some amazing places by the grace of God, right? But you may not even know, because the experience is what I soaked up myself. And I may post those pictures, if I do, weeks or months later, So if you find yourself like to just do stuff and be everywhere, is it aligned with your priorities, right? Is that aligned with what you're accomplishing? So keep that in mind. So scope out what you need to accomplish next week. Like, have your priorities and write them down. I promise you, when you start to focus on your priorities and what you got to get done, your actions will follow so that you get it done. It's like, okay, this is what I'm doing, so this is what I'm not doing. So it's so important to know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. And this will help you so much during your week. This will help you be productive. This will help you stop wasting your time. This will help people stop wasting your time. You won't waste your time, nor will people waste your time, because you have a scope of what needs to happen for the next week, for the next month. If you're a quarterly planner, it's time waits on no man. My mom will always say, time waits on no man. So have a scope of what your week is supposed to look like, what you want it to feel like. I think that's important for us to tap into our emotional feeling. Like, how do you want to feel when you wake up on Mondays? For me, I like to be well planned, organized. I have everything listed per the time that I wake up and what's going to happen each hour. Literally, like, I have a spreadsheet with those times, because that organization gives me a sense of confidence and stability. Like, I like that. So how do you want to feel throughout your week? You don't want to wake up on Monday unhappy, groggy. I don't care if you even have to go to a job that you don't like. You can still structure yourself to feel accomplished, to feel good about yourself, to feel good about the day. Don't let people out here market Mondays to you like they're bad or just trash your job. Now, your job, in your opinion, may be trash, but you're still there. So while you're there, right, make it better. Change your environment, change your mindset. And the same thing with businesses. People work in their own business every day and they don't like it. That's why at Clear Resource, we say we are here to help you systemize your business so that you love it all over again. Because you take you wherever you go. So if you don't like your job, it's very real. It's very easy for you to start a business that you don't like either. So let me just put that out there, because people like to trash talk your job on Mondays, and I get it. I get it. I get it. I won't go deep into that. All right. And so that's the three things. You want to make sure that you schedule any Monday correspondences, emails, newsletters. Get that stuff scheduled. Do not email people on those Sunday night. Most heart attacks happen on Mondays. Okay. Most heart attacks, look at it or research it. Most heart attacks happen on Mondays for whatever reason. I can assume that people don't like Mondays, just for many different reasons. Most people don't sleep well on Sunday night because they know they have to wake up Monday and do something that they don't like, or go to a job they don't like, or whatever. They're grieving that the weekend is over already. The last thing that they want on a Sunday night is your email, especially if it's not an email that's helping. It doesn't make any sense. I can't see the comments right now, but especially if it's an email giving them information or asking them to do stuff. Your emails on Sunday evenings are not encouraging. Stop it. They're not. So if anybody sends you emails on Sundays, go ahead and tag them in this video. That I can tell them for you. Nobody wants your emails on a Sunday evening, period. Okay. So schedule those emails out, because although it may be convenient for you to start emailing people like that, nobody wants your email. Try to relax and get prepared for the week. All right. So schedule. I crack myself up sometimes. Crack myself up laughing. All right. So anyway, schedule any Monday correspondences. Celebrate yourself before you end the week, before you close your laptop, before you leave the office, before you leave your job. Just sit and breathe and just say, you know what? If you didn't do anything else, you showed up and you made it through. You didn't hurt yourself. You didn't hurt anybody else. You made it through. There are some things that you did that you just need to pause, break, and breathe, and just appreciate that, you know what, I did it. Okay? So celebrate your wins and then have a scope of next week. Sit down and write what's going to happen for your next week. This may even be like setting your budget, especially on Friday, depending on when you get paid. I like to set my budget and what am I going to allot. Like, you don't want to get paid. You don't want to have clients pay invoices and you go out and splurge over the weekend. And then Monday comes around again, and you're really not going to like your week, because now you broke on Monday. You just got paid Friday. Your invoices were just paid. It's just like a downward spiral. Okay. So have a scope of what you want the next week to look like. How do you want to feel going throughout the week? How do you want to feel going throughout the week? And here's a bonus. I would highly encourage you to schedule some social media content before you leave throughout the week. Because most times when it comes to social media content, if it's not scheduled, it doesn't happen. Okay? If it's not scheduled, most times it doesn't happen. Trust me, I know. Been there. Social media manager for almost 6 years. If it's not scheduled, it probably won't happen. And you don't want to spend your working hours where you should be making income and multiplying your income. You don't want to spend that time worried about social media content. Right? It's just stupid. It can waste your time. So I open the floor for any questions that you may have. I would love to answer them. And I definitely want to invite you to virtual co-working. Every Sunday, I host virtual co-working on Sundays, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know you're going to say, oh, I'm not available. I have things to do. That's just why we have co-working, so that we can be disciplined with our time and schedule out, block out time that's just for you and your thoughts. Not for the husband, not for the boyfriend, not for your mama, not for your sister, your niece, not for your children, right? I mean, I'm not telling you to throw them out the door, but this is time block for you to just focus on one thing. I'm telling you, when people come to virtual co-working, they say, wow, Tiffany, I accomplished more in this 60 minutes with you all as a group than I did by myself. Literally. Like Sharenda was like, I accomplished 3 times as more work in this period than I would have, by myself. We've had people come and finish their blogs, people come and work on their social media content. So it's definitely a discipline. And just ask yourself, think about this. How often have you sat without any distractions? How often have you sat without any distractions? No phone, no checking the phone, no checking notifications. No checking or responding to text messages, no emails, none of that. When was the last time you just sat and focused on doing something? I promise you, it's a skill, it's a discipline that will bless your life, right? And we get to the next level, we live happy lives by living disciplined lives. So I want you to join us, put it on your calendar, put it on your schedule. Please do sign up so that you can get the reminders, right? Go to bit.ly/the clarity room, bit.ly/the clarity room. So all that stuff that you got to work on for the week, let's get it done together. And all we do is we come and we collaborate. We meet on Clubhouse, we meet via Zoom, and we just work. We just work. Whatever it is that you want to work on, it's just comforting knowing that you're not doing it by yourself. Because many times it can feel that way. Many times it can feel like you're on an island by yourself. You're, trying to get to the next level by yourself. But trust me, you're not. You're not the only one working on your book. You're not the only one working on your blog. You're not the only one working on your social media content, your affirmations, your planner. Like, you're not the only one, but it can feel that way. So come to this community where we do it together. We do the work together. And at the end, we share our wins. Like, hey, girl, what did you finish in this hour? And I promise you, like, you'll crave that quiet time where you can just focus and get stuff done. It's beautiful. It's a blessing. And we have to value community. We don't really value community a whole lot, but we have to. I go to many places and many networking events, and there's always some consistent things that I see. And I see some things that are missing. And I'm going to talk about that more later, probably in another video. But we have to value community and not working in silos, right? Yeah. I don't want to go too deep into it because y'all know I get excited. So join us in virtual co-working. I promise you it's a 60 minutes that goes by so quickly, but you'll get so much done. So go to bit.ly/the clarity room. And guess what? Don't come by yourself. Tell a friend, invite a friend. Even if you have that, listen, we have Tansy. Tansy is in Vegas. She used the clarity room hour to organize her mail. She was like, girl, I think it was Tansy. She said, I had this stack of mail that's been sitting on my counter for months. Listen, you can come to the clarity room and do your mail prep. If you want to reorganize your closet, like, what have you been tabling because you haven't made the time to get it done, right? It's my belief that the good Lord gave us 24 hours. We don't need more time. He knew exactly how much time to give us. We just have to find the time within the time that he gave us to use, right? And use that time wisely. So I look forward to seeing you on this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for virtual co-working, right? It's going to be so fun. It's so fun. I like to have quiet time. I don't know if you're an introvert like myself, but I love quiet time. I love peace. I listen to my chill hot music during the day. My phone is on Do Not Disturb most of the day. I have talk time now, and my talk time is basically where I respond to messages and calls and emails. After talk time, I'm done. I'm done with human communication. Come on, Scott. I just have goals to reach. And if the talking is not making money or getting me to the next level and helping me be better, I'm not doing it, y'all. And I'm so unapologetic about it because for so many years, and I'm talking like I'm old, but for so many years, I did so much for everybody else. Everybody called and asked me to do something, but nobody, comes to, hey, Tiffany, how can I help you? Right? And I'm not mad about that because I don't really ask for help. Well, I ask for help now, right? But I was doing so much, I had my hands in so much, doing so much for everybody else. And I was looking at myself like, okay, my bank account hasn't improved. I'm just tired every day. I was like, okay, no, this has to stop. So that's why I protect my time. I protect my time, and I want you to do the same thing, all right? So take these tips, share them with someone, organize, get your emails organized for the next week, celebrate your wins, and you know what? Have a scope of how you want your next week to go. How do you want next week to go, and how do you want to feel throughout the week? We have to tap into that. How do you want to feel throughout the next week? So thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to work with me or learn more about my business, please go to clearresourcemarketing.com. We help female entrepreneurs systemize their business so that they love it all over again. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, let's be clear.